All right, let's get this started. All right, good evening, everybody. I am Mr. Stephen Patterson, the orchestra director, though I suspect if your child is in this orchestra, you have seen me many a times at this point. I thank you for coming to this small little performance, which is intended to prepare us for our state competition tomorrow, which is actually significantly closer this year. If you are interested in coming, it is merely in Findlay as opposed to Toledo, so it is an entire hour shorter, which will be nice. Your kids will get home much earlier, and you don't have to stay up too much past your bedtime. But we are officially performing tomorrow at Findlay Auditorium at 7:40 p.m. if you are interested in coming. You will see everything that is going to be performed in competition tonight. There are 3 competition pieces that I'll introduce when we get there that we will do in a row. And then there is a sight reading. We will be taken into a separate room and do a sight reading. And you will see that entire process right here. Now, I understand as a director, it is not exactly the most thrilling thing to see as an audience, but I do believe firmly it is good for you to kind of know what your students are going to experience tomorrow. And it is good for your kids in that it lets them kind of get used to doing this in a high-pressure situation. So what they're going to do is at the very end of the program, a piece that I have not seen before. Mr. Sam Weibel over there has selected it. He is my assistant orchestra director. I have not seen it. I probably have glanced at it at one point when going through the library, but I have no idea what he selected. We will get 4 minutes to look at it on our own, and then 4 minutes for me to talk to the students and talk them through the piece. And I don't know what is coming towards us there. The main rule there is we just cannot play until we all start the piece together after our 8 minutes are up. So when we do get there, I do ask for your patience in those 8 minutes. It is very good for your kids to have this experience. Before we get there, however, we have some students to honor. And some other orchestral groups that have put in a lot of work and deserve to have a concert to show off what they're doing. We had a number of students participate in solo and ensemble this year, last month, and 2 of them, both cellists, got a 1. And I'm going to give them both a chance to show their superior cello playing skills for you today. Take it away, Parker. As the cellos do a switchy switchy, I'm going to introduce our next performer. First off, that was Parker Zint. One more round of applause. Would you say it's fair I've taught you everything you know? Would you say it's fair I've taught you everything you know? Literally. I also like to say that I taught our next player, Sarah, I taught her everything she knew. However, I like to say that because that's a ridiculous claim. She came here from Spain and has been a wonderful part of this orchestra this whole year, and I have taught her literally nothing that she knows. She came this way, and she has graced us with her presence, and has been pleasant to have. This is Sarah Garagos. This next group I am going to introduce is the Select Strings Ensemble. They're select because they selected themselves. They were willing to work extra hours afterwards to work in a small ensemble setting. Now, there is something particularly tricky about working in a group this small, in that everyone has their own part, their own thing to do. So if you get lost, you do not have a buddy that is playing the same thing as you that you can back up to and lean back on. So it takes a lot of knowledge and skill. And one of the things that we do that's fun in this group is they kind of get a lot of choice into what we perform. And so one of these fine students in front of you walked up to me near the beginning of the year and said, "Mr. Patterson, can we do Soldier Side by System of a Down?" And I said, "That's heavy metal. That's going to be a little hard to arrange for strings. I'll see if I can find the time for it, but I might be able to arrange." And then Skylar said, "Oh no, I already arranged it. Here it is." Okay then. We're doing System of the Down. Arranged by Skylar Price right here. If you are wondering why there was the swapping around that going on there, when I first saw that arrangement that Skylar sent me, my first thought was, this is a great arrangement. Wow, I was like really impressed. But then I thought, but he gave the backup singer part to a freshman. I'm not sure a freshman could Nope. Abigail Hankey, as a freshman, absolutely nailing the backup singer part, which is a really tricky part and definitely not something any old freshman could handle. So a round of applause there. That's why she was standing right next to the first violin, playing the lead singer's part. And I have officially killed enough time for them to swap places back, so we are now doing a piece called Mystic Fawn. I will say about this group, we have some wonderful gigs lined up in April. The art show, they'll be performing at some point during, and then some of them quickly rushing over to a choir concert on the same day, so that'll be a busy day for a couple of them. There's also the Athletic Hall of Fame dinner or whatnot, which we have been invited to play for, and we are thankful for that opportunity. I thought I'd say, all right, but I have noted that we still have an absence of gigs in March. So if anyone happens to know of something in school or out that you think might get a bit classier with a string quintet or something, we are still might be able to squeeze you in our schedule. For this last song, we are going to do a Beethoven piece, specifically the Allegretto from Beethoven's 7th Symphony. This is the second movement of the symphony. And as the story goes, when this movement was finished being performed, an audience, which at the time was used to holding all applause until all movements of a symphony were over, decided to interrupt the performance by bursting into uproarious applause that only died down when they promised to play this movement again, before even moving on to the third movement of the same piece. So this is Beethoven's Allegretto, which should sound familiar if you have ever seen the movie The King's Speech. As they get settled, I'm going to introduce our 3 competition pieces, and we will blast right through them. Bam, 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 just like we're going to do tomorrow. The first piece is a fast movement called the Knight Errant, which features a lot of accented things and a lot of powerful moments. Our next piece, you've actually already heard. You got a preview of it at Christmas. It is the Old Boatman, which will be our slow movement for the competition. And then finally, we will end on another fast movement, a piece by Susan H. Day called Dragonfire. I am very proud of myself. I think for the first time in my career, I have created a concert with a coherent theme. Everything being built around adventures and knights and a errant knight riding a boat to go fight a dragon or something. I never do that theming thing with my concerts. I usually just pick 3 random pieces, but this time it's coherent, and I'm oddly proud of myself. But I am more proud of your kids, who have put a ridiculous amount of work in on a ridiculously weird year. I have not dared count how many actual minutes of instruction we have had in these past couple of months. But we've definitely had a lot of kids have to put in a lot of extra work or out of class work or a 2-hour mega rehearsal on, what was that, Wednesday? Emergency rehearsal, which thank you for lending me your kids for that. I definitely played them until their arms were ready to fall off. And it's all for this product. It's all for this program. It's all for this competition. It's all for this group. And they've done a wonderful, wonderful job. One more step. Weibel, would you mind at least telling me the title of the piece?
Early American Sweets.
All right. No. Which, for the record, high schoolers,
Wait, I gave you a second. Sorry.
if they do give us for the sight reading something we happened to work on in middle school, which has happened to us once before, please work on your poker faces and do not reveal the game to the judges. Let me just say, if they give us Dinosaur Dig as our sight reading, we're getting a 1. I have not heard the end of that song. All right. As soon as our judge is ready, we will flip over, and I need a score, and we will get 4 minutes as soon as our judge says go. Is my phone on? Yes, it's just on silent. You're probably going to want to undo that. Time's up. All right, my turn. Okay, just make sure everyone understands the optional ending. Basically, you just stop at 56.
56.
All right. Everything in the box, you just do the box and you pluck the last note. Yep. Opening notes are double stop. Can we please shadow bow the opening, and I will sing the song when we get there. 1, 2, 1 and 2, and ready, go. Yada ba da ba da 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 bum bum bum. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. That's how the song or how I always heard it. Da 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 da. Jimmy cracked corn. Good. And then at 13, cello bass. I would like you to say violin viola. I would like you to say pa. 1, 2, ready, go. Pa 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 pa. Good. That is like 90% of your harmonies in this song. You have that rest play, you are the pause. All right? I've told you before, I gave my violist a Valentine's Day card that says you're the pa to my because it happens all the time in American music. Can everyone please shadow bow at 17? All right? There is basically a grand pause. Everybody has a rest over the fermata in 20. That is total silence, which is good for us because 21 is significantly slower. All right, so make the tempo change easier. Start at 17. Da 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 da. 1, 2, 17, and go. What a bump ba dum bum bum ba. 2 and da 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 dum da, and we have a rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ya da da da. All right, Chester, otherwise known as the first national anthem, is very vibrato, very slow, and very much on the dynamics. Everybody swells like I sang, and it continues to swell all the way through. 33, as best I can tell, is the loudest point in the song, and it's in the middle of the slow movement. All right, so we really need to bring that out. Can we all start 2 bars before 39? Shadow bow, yes please. Shadow bow, otherwise we get disqualified. 1, 2, before 39. Yawn, dum, slow down, 1, 2, 3. And we're back to the original tempo. Da da dum, pop, pop, ba da 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 da. All right, good. Okay, I would like. All right, so for the record, at 39, it is going to go cello pickup, yadum, bass pop, bum, pop, ba da 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 da. What? 1 minute. Ah! Okay. So real quick, let's try that real quick. Late into 39. Ready and go. Da da bass pop, bass pop, bass pop, bass pop. All right, good. Don't do that tomorrow. One more time.
I will not.
239. Yada pop. Don't do that tomorrow. Don't play.
I can't play.
All right, good.
I thought he said play.
And then just shout about to the end. 43 to the end. 1, 2, ready and go. Yada bum 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 ba da 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 bum 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 ba da da. Dum bum bum bum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop. Oh God. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yum ba da 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 ba dum bum. And that's the ending. You've heard it before. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Make sure you rest on that rest. All right.
That's hard.
Fudge. All right. Fudge. Good old wholesome American candy. Sit. Stop. 1, 2. Now don't shadow bow now. Now you actually go. 1, 2, and ready, and go in.
I was sneezing.
Okay, the judges do not take points off for sneezing. That's okay. And that's sight reading. That is easily the most intense thing we will do tomorrow. It is always a ride. I have so many stories from the sight reading room, and it really tests the group's resilience like that. And guys, I mean, they genuinely understand. The judges do understand that we are looking at a piece for the first time. I will be, just like I did tonight, yelling out measure numbers, singing along, helping you out. They're measuring resilience, the ability to bounce back. And in that run, we had some weird things happen. And I'll bet you your parents didn't know. All right? Some of them may have. All right? But that was good. That was good. You did very well under pressure, guys. And that is all I have for you tonight. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for letting me work with your kids. They've been wonderful.